This video was made, created by me ZS0020 Prime, leader of the Defenders and master of the Skybase. I am also known as ZS Prime, ZS0020 Prime, and Sylveon Prime, and nobody has any permission to use this video without my permission or authorization. This music was made, created by me ZS0020 Prime, leader of the Defenders and master of the Skybase. I am also known as ZS Prime, ZS0020 Prime, and Sylveon Prime. Nobody has any permission to use this music without my permission or authorization.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today it's going to be kind of like a informative video, just in case if anybody ever like runs into this particular scenario with your Switch 2 like I did. Basically, this scenario applies when you have both a digital copy, or in this particular scenario, this situation was happening with my Animal Crossing game. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Basically what happens is, if you have the virtual version of the game, and you have the DLC, and then you have the physical version, and if you try to use the physical version with the DLC, you have to basically follow this process that I'm going to explain. Basically, if you want to use the physical version of Animal Crossing with the DLC, without the Nintendo Switch downloading the virtual game all the time, you have to kind of go through this, I would say, a rigmarole process. Now, let me make myself a bit small here. And I don't care if my audio-visual stuff is visible, it is what it is. Now, let's see here. Oh, I probably did not want to do that. What I wanted to do is make this like this, so that way I can see myself where I am. Because unfortunately, I only have one monitor, not two monitors. If I had two monitors, I could have OBS on that side, but unfortunately I don't have two monitors. Anywho, let me get this situated here. I will, of course, include like screenshots of this so that way people can follow along, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, this is basically, well, actually, let me see, can I make myself small enough so people can see this? Okay, and then I guess I'll full screen this. Okay, hopefully people can see this and I'm not in the way of anybody. So basically this is basically my friend told me this, and my friend found this out through an Animal Crossing group. Basically this is like the all at once version, but right down here I basically split it up into like a numbered list. Basically, if you want to use the digital version with the DLC of Animal Crossing, you have to follow these steps. First, you'll have to. I didn't put it in here, but that's what I did. Basically, you have to remove the software from your system, the virtual software. That is pretty easy to do, and bear in mind, if you remove the software from the system, it will not delete your save data. Your save data will be perfectly fine. The only time your save data will be deleted is if you go into manage software and the other process. Like you'll literally see it when it'll literally straight up tell you that it won't remove your save data. It'll just remove the software. So once you've done all of that, insert your cartridge and let it update, because yes, there is an update, because the cartridges themselves are not updated, because the way it works is it keeps the update on the system slash Excuse me. Got my hair stuck in my ear. Okay, as I was trying to say, it uses it basically, the update will be on the system, so you'll have to update it, go through that process. Your speed will vary depending on which Ethernet, depending on your internet connection. Then go into the eShop, go to the Animal Crossing New Horizons page, and then click on and then on the Animal Crossing New Horizons page, click the plus button five times to hide the digital version of it. Exit the eShop, and then go back into your virtual game cards, load up the DLC onto your system, wait for the DLC, of course, to download, because it will download. It'll take a while. It'll take for me it didn't take too long, but your mileage on that may vary depending on your internet connection. Load up the game, go to the DLC area, and then immediately come back to your island, drop a save, and exit. After doing that, you can basically unhide the Animal Crossing digital cart version, and basically just continue. And from that point on, it will read from the physical version instead of the digital version with the DLC. And I believe also, right here, like I put it over here, I believe the same process can be done for other games that basically do pretty much the same thing that Animal Crossing does. Like, pretty much if you have hold on, I can minimize this now. I'll put all of this in the I'll do a screenshot of all this and put it in the description. What I'll do here right now is I'll have this thing read it. That way you guys, I'll have it read this version because it's easier to kind of understand. Okay, let me see. Hopefully this thing catches it. Okay, what do I want to do? Read out loud.
How to use the physical version of ACNH instead of the digital version. Follow this exactly to use physical of ACNH as opposed to digital if you have DLC. 1. Insert cartridge, let it update. 2. Go into eShop and go to ACNH. 3. On the ACNH, click the plus button 5 times to hide the virtual game card of ACNH. 4. Exit eShop. 5. Go into virtual game cards and load the DLC onto the system. 6. Load up the game. 7. Go to the DLC area, then immediately come back to your island. 8. Drop a save and exit. After doing this, you can unhide the ACNH digital game card and it will read from physical only then on. I believe same process can be done with other games that are digital and physical and have DLC, but you just want to use the physical version of the game with the DLC. Just go to the eShop and hide the digital version / the digital game card of the particular game that you're trying to load up the DLC for. Basically just follow these steps and you should be able to successfully use the physical cartridge version of the particular game with its DLC on your system. Delete the virtual game card from your system. Please note, deleting the virtual game card / removing the software from the system will not remove your saved data from the system. Insert the physical version of the game you're trying to use the DLC more for. Update the game or check for updates to make sure the game is on the latest update. Go to the eShop of the particular game you are trying to use physically, then press the plus button 5 times to hide the virtual game card of that particular game that you're trying to load the DLC to. Exit the eShop. Go back to your virtual game card menu. From there you should be able to load the DLC onto your system for the particular game you want to use physically with the DLC for that game. Once you've finished downloading the DLC, go into that game and access the DLC area, then immediately go back to your main area and save your game. Once you have done that, you can return to the home menu and unhide the virtual version of the game. To unhide the virtual version of the game, simply go to the eShop and press the plus button 5 times.
Okay, I had the thing read the whole thing because it can do a better job than I can. But that's pretty much what you gotta do. It's relatively simple. And I do want to give I forgot the name of the Animal Crossing community, but I do want to give a shout out to the Animal Crossing community, because they're the ones who told my friend this and this information, and my friend was able to pass on this information to me and the rest of my friends, because to tell the truth, I didn't even know this was a thing, because for some reason Nintendo doesn't explain it. I'll also put like screenshots of all of this, including this version, so that way people can basically pause the video and read along. Or if you want, you can take a screenshot of the screenshot and print it out for yourself. Because because I don't know if anybody else has made a video about this particular thing. Okay, let me minimize this. Now let me make myself big again. Well, let me make this big. And let me make myself big again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not that big. Not that big. Too big, too big, too big. There we go. So, anywho, pretty much that's the process that you will have to use, and I do believe that the process that's the process for Animal Crossing that you have to use if you want to use the physical version, because for some reason that it's slightly convoluted, but you kind of have to do it that way, because for some reason that's how Nintendo designed their virtual game card thing. It's supposed to be. Yeah, it's easy if you want to do things all virtually, but if you want to do things physically, you have to go through a few steps. But at least these steps are pretty much easy, and you don't have to. Pretty much easy now. As far as how long it will take you to complete the steps, that all depends on, of course, your internet speed, your download speed, and what method you're using to download via your, aka Ethernet or Wi-Fi, because for me, I was using Wi-Fi when I was doing it, and for me it took about 20 minutes to update the game, and then it didn't actually, for the DLC, it didn't took that long. It took about 3 or 4 minutes. It wasn't that long on the DLC, because the DLC isn't like incredibly massive. But be warned, if you do this with a game that has a massive DLC, it may take longer. In some cases, I believe my friend was trying to do something with DLC, and it took my friend like between 30 minutes and an hour. So it all depends on your Ethernet speed, how busy the eShop is, and also the method you use via whether it's Wi-Fi or Ethernet. Because for me, I try to use Ethernet when I can. When I have it hooked up to my dock and to my TV, I use the Ethernet connection, because it's actually a bit more faster for me, because for some reason, and also because where I play my system, it's on the other side of this wall here, and it doesn't block the Wi-Fi, but it could affect the speed since it's behind a wall. And I know right over here in that corner there's an electrical panel, so yeah, I try to use the Ethernet since it tends to be a bit faster and stable. But if you do use Wi-Fi, it may take a little longer, but it should be successful. Now, I do also believe that the same process, like for Animal Crossing, can be used for other games that are physically and have the DLC. You just have to go through the process of removing the digital version of the game and inserting the game cart, and then updating the game if there's an update. That's why I check to make sure there's an update, so that way, always make sure there's an update to the game, so that way there's no gobbledygookiness that happens. And then, after you're done updating the game, go to the eShop, go to that particular game title, click the plus button 5 times, and I think you can also click the minus button too, because it also says you can click plus or minus, but just click the plus button 5 times, it'll hide the digital card of it. Then exit the eShop, and then go to your digital game carts and insert and load the DLC onto your system. And I believe the same process can be done for the regular Switch as well, because I think the regular Switch does the same thing, because that's how Nintendo have their virtual game card things set up, and I don't know why Nintendo doesn't explain this in any manuals or anything, but at least thank goodness for the Animal Crossing community for explaining this to my friend, because otherwise I was lost yesterday, and I was kind of frustrated because I was like, why wasn't my physical game loading up the DLC? But I guess what happens with the Switch or Switch 2 is it gets confused. And in order for it not to get confused, you have to hide the virtual game. You have to hide the virtual game card version of the game, and then go to the process of downloading the DLC after updating the physical game. So yeah, it's a bit of a. It's kind of convoluted, but it's not as complicated as it. Let's just say it's not super duper complicated, but it is a convoluted process, and a process that should have, in my opinion, should have been explained by Nintendo, but for some reason they chose not to explain this process, so that's why I'm making this video, so that way other people who are dealing with the same issue don't end up tearing their hair out, and at least they know exactly the steps to take in order to use their physical games with DLC, because yeah, and I do apologize if the process sounded confusing. I tried to make it as clear as possible. I will, I think, try to see if I can post, if YouTube will let me. If it's not too long, I'll try to post the steps in the description of the video as well, so that way people can, if people don't want to watch the video, they can just follow along with the description, or if people want to take a screenshot of the steps, it'll be easier for people to take a screenshot. Excuse me. But anywho, ladies and gentlemen, that's basically the process of using the physical version of Animal Crossing, and I also believe the same process will work for other games that are similar like that have DLC, and you want to use the physical version instead of the digital version. So basically, that's how you do all of that. I'm going to conclude the video for now. I'll see you all on my next video, whenever it is and whatever it is. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on my next video, whenever it is and whatever it is. Have a good day and night, everybody. Bye.